Hello and welcome to another episode of the Boiler Express podcast. I'm your host tonight because I have nothing else to bring to the table. I've done no preparation. Pray for your people that work in education. We're not okay. It's been wow. Happy to be back with at least some of the boys tonight. Chris's internet is down. Russ's bedtime was about an hour ago, so he's out. But we do have the ultimate boiler, Dame Dog, in the house, and then we got the biggest brain in the game today. There it is, the Stat Tank, Frank. How we doing, boys?
Doing good, doing good. I'm a little bit more excited for football this weekend. It feels a little bit more real. Feels a little bit more just exciting. There's some excitement in the air, and I'm ready for Saturday.
I hope I live to see Saturday. Like that's what I'm kind of. I hope I survive the week enough to see Saturday.
So you're going to the game, right?
Yeah, I'll be there.
Yeah.
I don't know how I'll look or feel, but I'll be there. Let's just hope we win, because if we don't, your boy's gonna be in shambles.
What time does the game start on Saturday? Is it an early one?
It's a noon
Noon game.
Okay.
which personally I hate, because that means I have to leave my house at like 7 a.m.
Yeah.
So,
But honestly, Dylan, as someone who lives 3 hours away, we're probably equidistant. Is that about the
yeah,
same
I'd
for
say
you?
so. Yeah.
Yeah. I would rather do that than have the 7 p.m. game personally.
Yeah, because you're
from
right.
a travel standpoint, because
coming
you're
home
not
is a
getting
pain in
home
the-
until and then you worry about falling asleep while you're driving. And,
Yeah, that's a
you
whole
know,
thing. That is
Yeah.
true. You bring up
There's
good points.
I've only came back from a night game, like drove back the same night one time, and it was the Ohio State game. It was the
Oh, yeah, you're up on adrenaline.
Yeah.
Well,
Like,
yeah, there's no way I was falling asleep after that one. I did the same.
I could have
Drove
driven
that
to
one.
Los Angeles and been fine.
well, I was gonna say that it wore off probably about like 2 hours into the drive. Like that last hour, it was so bad. I was doing everything I could to keep myself awake. I turned on the what's that podcast called? The Two Bears One Cave with Bert Kreischer. And I don't know if you ever heard that man laugh, but it's like a hyena. It's like really high pitched, like really just over the top. And that was the only thing that like kept me awake for that last hour. So shout out Bert. I'm sure you're listening. So
Yeah, Bert Kreischer, I'm a big fan of the show. Yeah, no, I like, my go-to is always Red Bull. So like growing up, going to games with my dad was an old truck driver, so like he had every little trick in the book to stay awake, and would never let any of us drive. But he would like to stay awake. I'd be awake just because I was afraid he was going to sleep, and you'd see him like start, moving shoulders, shaking heads. So he would just chain smoke the entire way home and just roll down the window when it's cold as hell outside. Like, Dad, it's freezing. At least I'm staying awake. I'm like, all right, cool. Like, it's just, so that's how
Roll
my
down the
dad
window,
did it.
let that cold air come in, light up a cigarette.
Hit you in the face.
No way you're
It'll-
falling asleep.
Just dog it and put your head out of the window. That may help too. But no, I'm really just like a Red Bull guy. Coffee, I don't know. The coffee in like a slow setting like work or whatever, I like a coffee. But when I'm needed to be balls to the wall for a drive to Purdue and back, it's Red Bull.
yeah.
It's not sponsored.
I've realized that my caffeine tolerance is not very high, because Red Bull's only like 80 milligrams of caffeine per like can or whatever. And I drank an Alani when was that? Maybe like a week or two ago, and I
that's
thought I was
good.
gonna die. There was like 200 milligrams caffeine.
Holy. My tolerance is pretty high. There's a lot of teachers that drink Alani's, and I haven't had one yet. But maybe I'll have to try.
So since
Not
this
bad.
is a caffeine podcast now, I will let you know, Damon, that the source of the caffeine makes a difference for me. Because I can
Okay.
drink coffee, espresso all day and I'm fine. But I
Uh-huh.
had one energy drink. I've had one energy drink in the last probably 5 years. And it was in England of all places. And I thought I was going to die. Like, I felt super jittery, sweaty, heart rate was super high.
Did
and
you
it only
drink
had
it
like
with your
100
pinky up?
milligrams. No, it was at a truck stop. It had 2 ingredients. It had where it was carbonated water, lime, and caffeine. The only 3 ingredients.
Dang. There wasn't a lot to it.
That was
just
to say,
Yeah, and
that's
I was like, I
different.
can drink this. Felt terrible. I saw the Magna Carta that day and had a horrible time seeing the Magna Carta because I was sweating and heart rate was super high. And
they're like,
Yeah,
what's up with this
exactly, yeah.
American? Like, what's wrong with this bloke?
yeah.
Bloody hell, what's wrong with that? That's not British. I don't know.
Shout out to all the
Travis-
European listeners.
Travis,
Yeah,
this is not a Purdue podcast. This is a caffeine related podcast. Please.
It's all we
Take
talked
it
about so far is caffeine. But yeah, it's fun. Yeah. So Travis is asking, anyone seeing the pics men basketball are throwing out there with Omer? I have. Yeah, he doesn't look like a freshman.
no,
It seems like him and Braden are really like connected. I don't know if that's just like a social media thing, but like they're both posting about each other, and it seems like they both like, I don't know, seems like they gel really well, and I feel like they're going to be a deadly 1-2 punch.
Omer looks
year.
like a grown man. I should
Well,
speak into my
and
microphone.
how old is he really? I mean, that's a really good question. Do we know?
Hold on, I just pulled out my work. computer.
35?
I
No, I'm
mean,
just
looks it. I mean, easily could pass for 35. He's not getting ID'd anywhere.
no. I feel
Okay,
I don't
he's
think
18.
he's. Yeah, I was gonna say I don't
He's
think
18.
he's that old.
Yeah,
Is it really?
born in 2000. But how long has he been playing professionally too?
True.
That's another really good question.
What year was he born?
06.
Ooh, dang, that makes you
Was
feel old.
driving. Yeah, thank you, Travis, for letting. Yeah,
You're a little late, but no, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Thank you. Oop, we're off to a
I
hostile.
love. Okay, on his official Purdue bio, you guys are gonna love this. It said turned down offers from Duke, Auburn, Ohio State, and Florida. Specifically mentions Duke. You remember that whole debacle maybe a month ago or so, where Duke fans were saying that wasn't true and all that.
I love it.
They never offered him.
Like his actual Instagram bio says that.
His Purdue bio. Like if you go to the
Oh,
Purdue
gotcha.
page, the basketball roster, on his bio, it says turned down offers from Duke. So
That's awesome.
That's great.
I feel like if it's on there, it's kind of like you have to accept it as truth. Then
Right.
Wasn't
But
Mason was back for the alumni game, wasn't he?
he was,
That's good.
yeah.
Good.
Mhm.
That's good.
But yeah, you have to feel like Trevion played a little, at least a little bit of a role in getting him here.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm excited about him. Excited about basketball, but football starts in 3 days.
Lord
does.
help us. I mean, like I'm excited. Excited to see what Coach O rolls out. I think I'm the only one that calls him Coach O, but I'm gonna do it. It's
Coach Barrio.
Coach Barrio.
Barrio.
Like Barrio.
Maybe he come out with his own cereal.
Pip
Barrios.
Pip Barrio. Oh, I think we just came
They're
out.
just
with a
O's
t-shirt.
and then Purdue P's. That'd be sick.
Hey, graphics.
Oh
department.
yeah, I'd
No.
eat that.
No, I'm excited. He's like this. I mean, like he's done some interviews the last few weeks as we get closer to kickoff. But other than that, I feel like he's been fairly quiet. When you look back at Walters and he was posting videos of him like nodding in his car and stuff. So I think there's
Turned out really good.
turned out great. Yeah, Hudson Card was super exciting. No offense. But no, like I'm excited. I think it's gonna be fun. And thank you, Rojo. Wow, should read those names in my head before I say them. He says, "Hey guys, hoping for a successful season for Purdue and for you. Thank you so much, the Rojo. Appreciate it. That means red in Spanish, right?
ROJ.
Different spelling, but yeah.
Same
Same
thing.
pronunciation.
In my American brain. No, I'm excited. I think there's a lot of energy. It's going to be interesting to see what Purdue looks like because we have no idea what they're going to look like.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of unknowns, which kind of makes it exciting in a way.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I was listening to the his pregame, or not pregame presser, but like the presser this week to talk about the game this Saturday. And I thought one thing that was interesting was like, I think it was Tom Diener asked him, he's like, "So what's your speech going to be like, to get the team fired up and ready to go out there?" And he's like, "Well," he said, if they're relying on me to give them some yay raw speech to go out there and play football, he's like, then I've failed them as a coach.
Hell yeah.
And he's, he seems like a guy that doesn't get too high, doesn't get too low. And I don't know, it like I don't mind like a passionate, like fired up, like coach on the sidelines and pregame speech. Like I always loved Coach Brahm's pregame speech against Michigan that year where he like threw the chair and everything. That was sick.
Hammer
Um,
down.
He hammers down.
Yeah.
And he hammers down.
But he just seems
My
very
favorite
like
was Drew Brees. Drew Brees was great.
Yeah, that was
yeah.
good.
Yeah. And he just seems very like level, even keel, which is great. I wouldn't mind seeing a little bit more from him. I don't mean this in a bad way, because I know when we bring up this name, it puts a bad feeling in everybody's stomach. But I remember a lot of people saying that Coach Hazel was very like business, like
Yeah.
no, not even like music in the locker room and stuff before games. It was just very like this is a business meeting we're going out to. This is not a football game, and so
yeah, Chuck
I
T
don't.
said he wouldn't allow music.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
think
Chuck
it's gonna
T
be
talked
like that,
about
but it
that.
like
Yeah.
worries me a little bit. I hear him the way he talks about it, and I'm like, I hope you're a little bit fun. Like, come on.
Like,
Well,
it's it's okay to have fun. Like,
when you said that, Damon, that is where my mind immediately went, was back to our conversation with Chuck T, which listeners, if you haven't heard that, go back and listen to it. It's fantastic. But he talked about the difference in that you had Coach Hope, who was grabbing people by the face mask, screaming at them. Then all of a sudden, Coach Hazel comes in, and it's completely different in the locker room, just from a pregame standpoint. So I hope both things are true, that he doesn't necessarily need to hype up the team, but he's also still got something up his sleeve that he doesn't want to give away.
Yeah, because I looked it up. I looked up like Barry Odom pregame speeches on YouTube. He's like, surely there's something. Nada. There's not a one.
He
Not a
strikes me as
single
a pretty
pregame
private
speech.
guy, though. Like he doesn't, talk is cheap, as we talked about last week. Talk is cheap, and we had a lot of talk from our last coach. And so if the product on the field is okay, which is a big question mark right now, I'm not going to complain. But I will say one thing I'm concerned about, and there are multiple ways to think about this, but I'll tell you the way that I'm thinking about it. He was asked about not a press conference, excuse me. He was asked about a depth chart and said, I don't have one, and I don't want to give you one because it's not going to be accurate. So we're 3 days to game day. That was today. I hope it's a situation where everyone is so good that he's having trouble picking the best of the best,
Right.
Not a situation where no one has emerged, or he's just playing around with the media. So, but what do you all think about that? That comment kind of concerned me a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I think you can look at it both ways. I think you can look at it and it's like, okay, he is so confident in the ones and twos that he doesn't know who to put out there for the ones yet.
I hope that's it.
Yeah, or you could look at it and say, got a comment here from Russ's brother. Says, you forgot to call the nursing home to get late night approval out for Russ.
Dan, you're his power of attorney. You should do that. Good Lord.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, I
love
think you could look at
Dan.
it either way. I think you hope, like you said, Frank, you hope that it's like because the ones and twos. But I'm leaning towards more of that because there's a lot of things that even the media were saying during that presser that gave me confidence. Number one, that the Purdue team was fairly healthy, like pretty healthy, because somebody said something about that, and he went through this is one thing that I liked about Coach Odom is he really goes like top to bottom. He's like, well, we got to thank our sports and medicine people. We got to thank our nutritionists. We got like strength and all that, all these coaches. Like, conditioning. That's the word.
All the way down to like the interns, It's like,
all the way down to that Boiler
Steve,
Express podcast because those guys are really cool. He said it, not me.
That's right.
He did say that today.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Check it out.
And so that's one thing that makes me feel that way is because even the media was talking about how healthy the team was. And that what was the other thing that I had written down here?
Wow, you took notes. You're a professional.
I know it.
I did not.
I mean, he said that he feels like, and this could all be coach speak, but he says he feels like the team's on schedule. He's where they want him to be. They are where he wants them to be, is what I was trying to say. And again, that can be coach speak, but even the media were saying how like pretty tough his practices were. Like they're not holding back necessarily when they're tackling and they got their pads on. So, yeah, there's a lot of things that just, I have a little bit of optimism, especially like, cause usually the media is pretty sour just in general about like the team. They're like, oh, this isn't looking good. This isn't looking great. But they talk about how healthy the team was, how hard their practices are, and the fact that they're just able to stay healthy through all that. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm lean. That all makes me lean towards that he just can't decide between the ones and twos yet.
Yeah, or he just wants to keep it a secret.
Yeah.
So hopefully that's the case. From an injury standpoint, it looks like week one we will be without Denylon Morissette and George Burren. He's been kind of tight-lipped about what's going on there, but I really feel like this is maybe the healthiest team we've had going into week one. in several
Mhm.
years. Like we always hear about some devastating injury that happens over the summer. I mean, I guess last year it would have been Nyland Green. He did actually play a bit, but the year before it was Jamal Edrin. You know, even go back to Marcus Bailey. So like we've always had these one or two just huge, big blows to the team, and we're not seeing that this season. So health is a big deal in football. So hopefully no one gets hurt in week 1 or week 2, and then as soon as we get into Big Ten play, we can just carry that over.
Mhm.
Interesting comment here. Each one of you gives us your Purdue men's basketball lineup. I think CJ Cox starts, but Omer comes in very fast. Yeah,
Travis is sick and tired of talking about football. All right, guys.
Yeah, Travis is where 90% of the fan base is at this point.
Yeah,
Just
yeah, that's absolutely right.
Yeah. I don't know, dude. Let's do this really quick.
Okay.
I think starting 5 is, for one thing, as Painter says, it's not about who starts, it's about who finishes, and it's about who plays more minutes. So I will respond to this question with who I think will play the most minutes. Braden, Fletcher, TKR, no question. Those 3
Yeah.
are going to get 30 minutes a game, probably minimum each. Realistically, I think you have to put Clough in there. And then, yeah, I'll also go with CJ Cox. But sounds like Meyer is going to come off the bench from what early indications are leaning toward. But what do you guys think?
I second what you say, Frank.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Kinda
Once
nailed it.
after the big 3, it's like right now, like my mind's just not that focused on basketball to be honest. But right now, I feel like once you get past the big 3, it's like anybody else could start in those
Mhm.
spots, and I'd be fine with
Yeah,
it.
you can make a case for Jacobson. Absolutely.
Yeah.
You can make a case for Jakari
He's
Harris,
7'4".
especially the way he fended. He ended the season. I mean, I think maybe the only person you couldn't make a case for would be Raleigh Burgess. I don't know his injury
Right.
status as well, or Jack
saw-
Venture just being new, but
So I don't know if you guys saw who's the one of the bigger like recruiting accounts. It was like Hayes Fawcett or something like that, or Hawes, whatever his name is. Said something about Purdue and Matt Painter hosting 7-foot center this weekend, and somebody quote tweeted it said, "Some man finds fork at fork store."
Yeah,
That's good.
I looked into that kid. He's supposedly pretty good. He's like a top 25 player in his
That's awesome.
class, and yeah. But anyway, we'll hop back onto football since that's coming here in just
1
a few
second though,
minutes.
Travis. I think that you are the one and only lone wrestling fan with me here in the Purdue sports sphere. So you're gonna have to let me know your predictions for Clash at Paris this weekend. So that's your homework while we're
Oh, they're in
live
Paris.
here. Yeah,
That's
this
kinda
week.
Rest in peace.
So I'm gonna
Mark
ask a crazy question here, and there are
Whoa.
very few choices to choose from. But
Buckle up.
which newcomer do you expect will make the biggest impact?
Barry Odom.
Okay,
Good answer.
right.
Good answer.
that's the best answer. Yeah. Okay. Specifically a player though.
I've heard a lot of good things about Hadori Hines. He's not necessarily like a new player. He was on the team last year. I think he only played 1 game, but they were singing
We'll
his
call him a
praises.
Okay.
They were singing his praises in the presser. Said that he's probably the most improved player on the team. So I'm excited to see what our secondary looks like this year because there's a lot of positive talk about it so far, and that's never been a thing here at the University of Purdue.
I mean, even last year when it was supposed to be a thing, it wasn't really a thing. It was, yeah. Last year it was a lot of hype, but the product wasn't there.
Does Ryan Brown count as a newcomer?
No.
Now apparently he's a transfer
you
from
can
North
make
Carolina.
a case, but purely for the sake of this exercise, I'm going to say no because he was on the team last year.
That's very true.
Yeah.
Started even a few times.
I'm feeling good about Tony Grimes. Feeling really good about Tony Grimes. Yeah. Former 5-star. He's played a lot of football. Seems to really get in, really buy into Purdue. You can make a case for Nitro Tuggle as well. There's been a lot of talk about him. Yeah, Crew Wakely as well. Seems like a Purdue guy inside and out. But
give me a Nitro Tuggle jersey ASAP.
Wasn't Crew
Yeah, you can
Wakely the
probably
guy
do
that they said was like selling houses or something before? Like he was working in real estate, and then Purdue called him or something. There's somebody that was like working a 9 to 5 job, and Purdue called him to come back to football.
I was watching Hawaii and Stanford, and their kicker was a 29-year-old freshman. Like,
Oh yeah, the
anything's
Japanese guy that
possible.
learned how to kick on YouTube.
No, he's younger. I think he was their kicker. Punter.
Oh, okay, yeah,
The
yeah.
punter. Yeah, the Japanese cat was the kicker. This was the punter, I think. I don't know. But I just heard
So,
that. But yeah, that guy learned to kick via YouTube and kicked the game winner to beat Stanford.
I'm looking into Crew Wakely's story now. He's 25,
Yeah,
which is pretty crazy. Yeah, he was selling solar panels. Wow,
that's what it
okay.
was. He was selling something. I knew that.
That's awesome. Solar panel game.
Wow.
You should
Okay.
imagine like they do like a little ad break and be like, and today's game is sponsored by Wakely Solar Panels.
Hey, that's NIL, baby.
Yeah,
He was selling solar panels door to door. I mean, that's crazy. That's very Bill Belichick like to get someone like. I mean, I feel like Bill
Was he gonna
Belichick
be our
in
Kurt
his
Warner?
prime,
I would like that.
You could be our Kurt Warner.
but like Belichick
Wasn't
in
he
his
working at a
prime, would just
grocery
go to
store or
the
something?
grocery store.
Yeah, he was
Yeah,
bagging
he would like find
groceries.
these guys at grocery stores, and yeah, Kurt Warner bagged groceries.
Then he killed it with the Iowa
I just-
Barnstormers.
I just imagine Bill Belichick walking around like IGA with a football, be like, "Hey, go along," and just some guy like climbs the shelf and grabs it like one hand, and he's like, "You need to play for me." And it's
Yeah,
just like,
Bill
oh,
Belichick goes to KFC. The guy that takes his order, he's like, "I'm gonna make you an all-star receiver. Here you go." And then like sign him to a 2-week contract. We'll have back-to-back 200-yard games, and then let someone else sign his contract.
I haven't seen that Kurt Warner movie, but from the previews they made him look like a big fat stooge. Like he just looks like he doesn't look like Kurt Warner. Like, and he killed it in arena ball, and I am one who finds arena ball very fun to watch. It's very entertaining. But yeah, Kurt Warner, Iowa Barnstormers legend, still a franchise. Hard to find franchises.
And he retired. Kurt Warner retired when he still had a few years left, which I completely respect. Like,
Yeah.
go out, walk
Rodgers-
away, leaving them wanting a little bit more.
mhm.
Like nothing against Brett Favre, but he was like hobbling around on the field by the time his career was over.
Aaron Rodgers took one snap and broke his freaking Achilles. Like, just
Yeah,
He's still out there going.
he's
he's the starting quarterback for my favorite team. So we'll see.
Oh yeah, that's right. Your Browns are in an interesting spot. It sucks to suck. We've Joe Burrow. Can't relate.
We're getting teams mixed up here, Dylan. So. Joe Flacco starting for the Browns this year.
Yeah, like
That's
that could be
crazy.
worse. Although Joe Flacco's elite.
Oh yeah,
He
he
really
is. I mean,
is.
won a Super Bowl. But who would have thought in 2025 you got Aaron Rodgers and Joe Flacco starting in the NFL?
That is
Oh yeah,
wild.
and Adam Thielen's back on the Vikings and all that.
Anyway, we're not an NFL podcast. But
Yeah. So go ahead, Damon.
No, yeah, I just I was trying to think of other guys that I'm excited to see on the field this year. I've always liked him since he got on campus. I don't know why, because I've literally never seen him play a snap of football. But I think it's because his nickname was Chop. Jamarian Harkless. I'm excited to see him. I think he's supposed to be, somebody on the defensive end, the D line that should be holding it down, because he was like a high 3 or a 4-star recruit out of high school. And I mean, his nickname is Chop, for God's sake. So
it's a hell of a nickname.
right.
So how do we feel about calling CJ Madden a newcomer? Because he hardly played last season. He looked really good when he did, but
I'll accept it.
I didn't watch any game after the Notre Dame game last year, so I will accept that.
Well, neither did Purdue. So,
yeah.
calling it football was one thing. All right, listen, but so many of my Ohio State friends are like, we love Max Clare. We're so excited about Max Clare, and I'm like, yeah, I bet you are.
You're welcome.
You talk
Dude,
about
are you guys do you guys ever would you guys say, because I don't know if the conversation was really, would you guys say that last year was worse than anything Daryl Hazel ever did at Purdue?
That's a really good question.
Not that we need to harp on the past because thank God
Yeah.
it's over, but
It's, in my opinion, no, because Hazel's teams weren't competitive against bad teams. Walter's last year's team wasn't competitive against really good teams. So it may have been, but based on, I mean, we got beat by what, Central Michigan at home in the Hazel era.
yeah.
Had a last second win over Indiana State at home.
Mhm.
I just feel like last year's team wasn't that bad. But it's definitely could contend. I mean, we have two of the worst losses in program history in the same season. Probably the best IU team of my lifetime, realistically, and against a really good Notre Dame team. But
Anyone's lifetime. They're historically the worst program in sports.
yeah, I'm thinking about the Randall L. Era.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like maybe that could be. Yeah, I just feel like last year's team wasn't good, but they also played one of the hardest schedules in college football as well. So when you combine those two, you're going to have blowout losses like we saw. But yeah, it's tough. It's tough to say, but it's you could make the argument either way, and I wouldn't disagree.
Yeah. Did you guys ever think that, like, I mean, after, and this is my last because I don't want to harp on the past too much, but like, did you guys ever think after Dale Hazel, did you ever think it would get worse than that? Like, did you guys ever think that we would get back, like, especially after Coach Brom left? Like, I knew there was going to be some drop off. Did you guys expect it to be as bad as what it was?
No, I don't. No. I mean, because you change coaches, you change everything.
Right.
Like when a coach leaves or gets fired, like they, especially in college, they scrap everything and try again. So like, I wasn't expecting 1-11. Like that's for sure. 1-11 is unexcusable in so many different ways. But like, I think I kept saying 6 wins in a bowl, which is my goal for every year. Is 6 wins in a bowl, and if we get more, then hell yeah. But no, it was a massive drop off. Hey, Mr. Johnson, Dean the Dream, Russ's dad is in the house. What's up, Mr. Johnson? How we doing? We need you on the podcast. Your son's a boring individual. I bet you're a lot more fun.
Think about that for a second.
Yeah, I had to. Appreciate you, Dean the Dream. I don't know if anyone's ever called you that, but I call you that. No, 1-11 was ridiculous. And then because you think about, like, my big thing with Walters was like the hype that he put around everything.
Right.
And he made so much hype for a dud.
Dreamy Dean. I love that.
Dreamy Dean. I like it. You're way cooler. You're already my favorite over Russ. And Dan's great too, but Dean's the man. He's my favorite Johnson. But no, yeah, I mean, he made a lot of hype for a poop. Like, it made a lot of hype for nothing.
That's what I was saying.
The most frustrating part
on the show a couple weeks ago is that, like, I'm hoping that because, like, Coach Walters was there was so much hype in the offseason. I think I even said that after, like, his, like, leading into his first year before the season started, they were constantly putting out, like, stuff on social media. It was like, especially in the offseason, like, there was so much hype around players, around all the sorts of stuff. And it like kept me engaged all year long with football. And then, like, Coach Odom comes in here, and it's very much but obviously, like, Walters didn't pan out on the field, but then Coach Odom comes in here and it's very much the opposite. Like, they're posting about the players getting popsicles, after practice and stuff, and getting all excited about that. Yeah,
they work hard. It's hot out there.
Get these dudes some popsicles. They deserve some damn popsicles. Jeez.
Right.
Does anyone remember the video after Purdue won at Virginia Tech, and they had this video they put out with all the players celebrating in the locker room, and then it ended with, I forget who it was, but like zooming in on someone's face, and he said, "Welcome to the Walters era," and it was this awesome video. If only we knew. Yeah, it was right after the Virginia Tech win. Yeah.
You know what? Whenever our car got stuck in the mud after the Virginia Tech game, that should have been an omen. We should have just known. Like, that should have just been. We should have just known that was not
that tow truck driver, man. He knew what situation we were in. Like,
oh yeah, he's like, "Oh, you're from Indiana, out of town, need to get home. I got you, $300."
Yeah, it's like,
to pull you.
Sir, we need to be we need to be towed like 25 feet, like from this mud pit to the gravel over there. And he's like, no, I understand. Yeah. $300. Or like,
Yeah,
it's just like,
really sucks to be you. Doesn't suck to
Yeah,
be
it
me. Sucks. It's great
No.
to be me. But
yeah. And like, he wouldn't even let us like split it with the Virginia Tech fans that were also stuck. It's just like, yeah, for 5 minutes. Yeah. We talked about caffeine, we talked
And
about tow trucks, man.
he was like your typical like tow truck guy too. He gets out, he's like hiking up his pants. They're
Yeah,
falling
yeah,
off.
for
He's
sure,
got like
yeah.
a big old beer gut.
Yeah. No, yeah, he knew the exact scenario we were in. He was
Yeah,
like,
he's
"Oh,
like
you guys,
he probably
you guys
does
had
that
a
all the
long
time.
drive?"
He's,
Yeah.
yeah.
Let me $300.
Somebody out there in West
Yeah.
Lafayette. I don't know there. I know there's not really a whole lot of like grass parking. I feel like at Purdue, but if you want to start a tow truck business right near campus, it might not be a bad idea.
Call
That's
it,
also what happens when it rains for 6 hours too during the game.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah.
So,
that was.
but Chris became internet famous that day because of the rain. So
He's been in there.
you know.
He's the most famous one on the podcast.
So over under on the season. Every sports book has it at 2.5.
That's so sad.
Well, see, I'm inclined to. I hate to say this, but I'm inclined to go with them because every year before they're like 3 wins, 4 wins, and I'm like, oh, it's preposterous. This team can win 6 or 7, and then they prove me wrong, and then we get demolished. And the sports books look pretty smart, so I don't know. I want to be wrong. I want to be super wrong, but I'm inclined to kind of lean towards what they're saying. Unfortunately, I hate saying that.
So you think it's somewhere between 2 and 3 wins?
Yeah, I hope not. I hope I'm wrong, but they've been right like the last 2 years. So
I think 4 wins. Like I can see a possible 4-win year. Like the Super Bowl is 6 wins, which is sad and pitiful, but like that's where we're at right now. Don't want to be there, but you gotta accept where you're at, and that's where we're at. But even if we string like 2 wins and then maybe 1 or 2 like big wins, like statement wins, and Odom sprinkles in a statement win there, like that's momentum, and that's kind of my hope for the year is somewhere we just see momentum. That's all I want. It's just a little bit of chugga and a choo-choo. That's all I
Just
want.
Crazy that we're less than 3 years removed from a Big Ten championship, and this is the conversation we're having.
Yeah.
Oh, and you know how you remember that year when we went to the Big Ten championship and we were dogging IU because they were selling tickets at Costco. Now that's us. And I remember saying, I was like, oh, I don't know, guys. We could always go back to this. We remember Daryl Hazel, and everybody was like, no, man, screw those guys. Blah blah blah. And here we are. Here we are. We're back.
I think a lot of schools sell them at Costco though.
Yeah, that is true. A lot of schools. I mean, I see them where I live all the time for the local schools here. But
you mean the birds with teeth? Don't
the
sell
birds
out
with teeth, the Wildcats. Yeah, they all.
What? No.
Yeah, they sell tickets at Costco too. But it's like you can look at the first year under Walters. That's kind of what you expect. I mean, he did come into a situation where there was a ton of momentum. Just been to a Big Ten championship. But we also lost a ton of players. Put a ton of guys into the NFL. Had a bunch of seniors. So like a 4-win season isn't crazy, but then just that big jumping off a cliff that in year 2. So I just want to see, okay, let's step back up. I just want to see improvement. I want to see competitiveness, and I'll be happy about that.
Is there a game on the schedule that you think Purdue football can sneak out a win in? Like because you talked about having some really good games, some competitive games. Is there one that could Coach Odom grab a signature win in his first year? And if he did grab one, which one would it be? Like what team would that be?
Any of them.
Any Big Ten game.
Minnesota's always.
Oh, you got to reach for the stars, Frank. Minnesota. Come on,
Ohio
Frank.
State
Ed
comes into Ross Aid, gets an L. I say it every year.
I think Illinois at home.
That'd be big. Or Big Bert. Get Big Bert on out of here.
You imagine Coach O and Big Bert like on the 50-yard line just bumping bellies.
Bumping bellies. Big Bert has a way bigger belly than Coach O.
Yeah.
Coach O seems in reasonably
but Coach O's got
shape.
more grit.
Yeah.
Like he seems like buff. Like Like on the college huddle, we did the wrestling bracket of Big Ten football coaches, and if I remember right, Big Bert won, but I don't think Coach O got enough love on that one. But Bert probably would throw his belly around in the ring. Just toss that thing.
I didn't listen to that episode. I'll have to go back and find
Wow.
that.
Thanks for the
sounds great.
support.
Yeah.
No, it was awesome. It was
Um,
like 2 hours on just who would wrestle each other, the Big Ten coaches. And then JR had AI make them all in singlets and everything. It was electric. It was awesome. It's very much a visual podcast.
Does Rutgers
great.
count as a signature win?
I mean, I guess it depends on how Rutgers is playing. When it comes to that. So I guess it doesn't have to be like just what win this year would tell you, okay, Purdue's on the right track here. This guy's steering the ship in the right direction.
Minnesota.
I guess that's
that's
okay.
how I feel. Yeah, like
What do you think?
if that's where we're gonna draw the line, we're like, okay, I feel good. Like, yeah, beating Ohio State would be like purely pie in the sky. So would beating Michigan.
Buddy, we beat Ohio State.
Yeah,
Lord
yeah.
Almighty.
But I mean, if I'm happy if we're competitive against USC.
It's
I'm happy if
it's at
we
Purdue this year.
Well,
Ohio State at Purdue.
Let's see if it's a night game.
I'm happy if we beat Rutgers. Like that's
I'm
that's
happy
where
if
I
we
am.
beat anybody. Like
Yeah.
we get a W on there, I'm celebrating.
Honestly,
Well,
Or
I-
we'll
parade.
probably win this weekend. Just throwing that out there.
pending how these first two games go, I guarantee I'm gonna, after the second game, I'm gonna just like convince myself that we're gonna go on a 3-game win streak in the Big Ten. We're gonna beat Rutgers. We're gonna beat let me go back. We're gonna beat Minnesota. We're gonna go beat Northwestern. Then we're gonna beat Rutgers, and then we're gonna be 5-7.
Are we at Northwestern? Or is Northwestern coming here?
Let's
Let me
see.
see.
I kind
We
of
play at Northwestern.
I
in
really
Chicago.
wouldn't mind going to see that monstrosity of its quote unquote stadium in person.
Oh yeah, right there on the link. That'd be
So-
cool.
Some of the lines on the Big Ten games this week. There's been a lot of talk about people feeling like the line on the Purdue game is wrong, but to talk about some of the lines here, Ohio State's favored by 1.5 over Texas.
Interesting.
Illinois is favored by 45.5 over Western Illinois. Iowa 37.5 over Albany. Michigan State only 20.5 over Western Michigan. Do we know what the line is for Purdue right now? Currently,
It was 17.5.
it's 18.5 now.
Oh snap!
Is that
Wow.
high? Is that low?
It felt low when I first saw it.
It should be more.
Yeah, so the implied final score using BetMGM is 34.5 to 16 is the implied final score, and they back their way into that using the odds and all that. But yeah,
Way to
to me, it feels like this line is being set because they're using the momentum from last season, which is very low. But I hope Purdue wins by double that amount. And I don't think that's unrealistic either. I really don't. Like, will it happen? Maybe not, but it's not crazy to think that Purdue wins by 36.
Please pull up Dan's comment. I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed. Okay, Dan, it is not Purdue by a billion. It is Boilers by a billion. I know it's been a while since I've been on a podcast, but holy smokes, Dan, come on. Dreamy Dean
Holy
is quickly becoming my favorite.
So I just Googled looked up the ticket prices for the Purdue Northwestern game. You guys want to guess what the average, like what the prices are looking like right now? Just guess.
Well, based by your
$8.
reaction, $15.99.
200 and the cheapest ticket I'm seeing right now is $229.
But isn't Northwestern playing in like a high school stadium though?
Yeah, it's
Like
right
a
on
soccer
the lake.
field, but like,
One-
come
one
on, it's
shanked
Northwestern versus Purdue.
One shanked punt is going into the lake. Like it's such a wild setup there. And I
Do you
know
think
it's
that-
temporary and all that, but still, it's a
What
wild
if
setup.
that becomes like a tradition though? Like it kind of sucks that it's going to be temporary because imagine like you know how there's like at San Francisco, like when somebody hits a home run at Giants Stadium, you know they've
Oh, it
got
goes into
people out
McCovey
there in the
Park.
canoes and stuff. They should start doing that for like footballs.
Yeah, but let me tell you, the Lake Michigan, isn't that what it is?
I think
Yes,
so.
that would be like
Yeah,
Michigan. Yeah.
look at me. I know stuff. I feel like it's much more colder and unforgivable for kayaking. Like,
I
Yeah,
can't believe
yeah,
that though.
definitely
$200
is, yeah.
plus dollars a ticket. That's
that
insane.
is wild. I mean, that for what you're paying for, and I don't know. Like, it's a skeleton of a stadium. It's like an erector set, so I don't know exactly what.
Well, they're at a temporary stadium, right?
It's temporary. So the old stadium's been torn down. This is the temporary, and then they're building the new stadium on top of the old stadium. Well, where the old stadium was. And I
They're-
unfortunately never got to make it out to their old stadium, but I heard nothing but bad things.
The 3D renderings of their new stadium look pretty sweet, though. So
It does, but it holds like 30.
35,000 something like that.
Yeah, like something fairly low, especially in the Big Ten. But and it's a dome, so I don't know if they can add seats. Like it seems kind of odd. But what do I know?
So Fox Sports says Purdue has a 90% chance to win. Ball State has a 14% chance to win. And then
Hold
it
on.
says, yeah, I saw that and I was like, somebody messed up here. But it says odds implied don't always sum to 100 due to VIG. So that makes sense. So, so they're feeling pretty good about Purdue.
I know. I was just thinking though, we were talking about stadium renovations and stuff, and I know that Purdue kind of finished their phase 1 of Ross-Ade. I wonder what phase 2 is going to look like. Like,
So
is that going to be a second tier? Do you guys think that we'll get a second tier, like a second level of seating at Ross-Ade, or do you think something crazy is going to have to happen for that to?
Something.
Well, I mean,
crazy.
Ross-Ade seats 65,000 people right now. So
Oh, does it? I thought
the
it was like
ticket
60.
sales would have to be pretty substantial to justify that.
I mean, we did almost have a sellout average last year for a 1-11 team. So
It's
we're
impressive.
pretty
dedicated,
wild.
if anything.
They talked about the possible upper deck that's been talked about for years on the Boiled Sports podcast. Shout out to our brethrens and
Our founding fathers.
our founding fathers. Yes, I told Dowd that even with the second deck, we'd be able to hear him from any section in the stadium. And then he went on an old man rant about how the student section needs concessions because he's tired of them using his concessions, quote unquote. Like,
Dude, I feel bad for the students. They need seats. Like, have to
no,
stand.
they're young. They stand anyway. What do you? So I think so. Their seating's a lot similar to the Columbus Crew and the Nordeck, which is like their cheering, singing section. And the way it works is they have bench seating, but they pull them up and then bolt them down so you can't sit down. And then unless
I don't think
unless
they
like
have any seats though.
well, unless like the U.S. men's national team or something like that comes to Columbus, then they put them down and they can be regular seats. Other than that, they're standing up and they got like this. I think even the student sections have like a little table, like thin table in front of them with cup holders and such. But like they stand anyway. But they're
Yeah,
young.
but it's hard to stand when your team's getting blown out 45 to
Not
0.
wrong. Not wrong.
Yeah.
But most time they leave anyway. So
That's true.
Or they
they're
never
not
make
out
it.
of it.
Yeah.
They don't
Yeah.
even show up. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait to start panicking at 10:30 or 11:30 on Saturday when I look at the TV and the stadium's like not even halfway filled yet, and I'm gonna start freaking out.
Well, and like they always
Back in my day.
show
I'll
the
be there,
they always show a view of the stadium that's from 45 minutes prior. Like it's never live.
Yeah.
They're like, we're here at a beautiful Ross-Ade Stadium. I'm like, oh, it should be, yeah. But
All
so,
four
like,
fans
come-
are here today.
come Saturday. Let's say it's 11:40. How are you guys going to be feeling? You're going to be nervous. You're going to be excited. You're going to be scared.
I'll be skipping to my seats, excited to see the band, and then the ball kicks off, and I'm like, well,
Dylan's
what are
going
we
to have
gonna?
a pretzel and a beer.
Just gonna be
and he's
watching
gonna
like
be-
with
I'm gonna have a Boiler Gold. I think there's still Boiler Golds. It's really not that good a beer. I'm not gonna lie.
no, it's really not.
But it's really more of the art on the can for me.
Great art.
No,
you,
man.
you don't get the Boiler Black.
Yeah, I haven't had that one yet.
Mm.
The thought of like black beer kind of, right there, Dingo? Was that a sneeze?
Yeah, it was.
Was that a silent sneeze?
I mean, I pulled my microphone away, so
I don't know, man. When I sneeze, it sounds like a bomb is going off.
Thank you for not deafening us with your sneeze because
If I sneezed into this microphone, like everyone's headphones and speakers, like it's gotten to the point where I'm afraid to sneeze in my class, in our classroom, because I'm afraid I'm gonna scare the children. Because like it's loud. Like I old man dad sneeze. Like,
Did you know that how you sneeze is a learned behavior?
Really?
yeah, my dad sneezed
Mhm.
loud, so that makes
Yeah.
sense. I got it from him.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So yeah. So how are you,
What?
Dylan? You're gonna be, hopscotch into your
I'll
seat.
report
How are you
to-
gonna be feeling?
I'll
Like, you're gonna be
report
happy?
from the stadium. Yeah, no, I'm always happy to be at Ross State, especially that first game.
Yeah.
Is always exciting, and you kind of enjoy the exciting moments when you can.
I
but
love
no,
that we're getting a night game so soon into the season too, like the week after against Southern Illinois being
Yeah,
a night
so do
game.
I. It's just if it weren't
It's
a night
the
game,
weakest.
I'd be able to go to that game, and that's why
Mhm.
I'm sad about it. But
Dame,
like,
you going to
for
that
every
game?
other reason,
Yep.
I'm excited that it's a
I
night
thought so.
game.
Russ
Yeah,
is good.
so you talked about like, are we nervous? The only thing I'm nervous about right now is so I've started dating somebody recently, and I've told her how I
Right.
am when I watch Purdue games. And my family, she met my family last week, and they've even like that was like one of the first things they've even warned her about how I am. But I don't know if she truly gets it,
They
like
don't.
what she's gonna have to
Okay.
experience.
I
It's
see.
gonna be a
Yeah.
big test. Trust
So,
me.
and then she's coming to the Southern Illinois game, so that'll be her first Purdue experience. Period. So I'm nervous about that. If we can make it past this week and next week, we're solid. I don't think there's anything that can stop us.
Yeah,
So
I've had to
Yeah.
warn friends, people, family that I go take to games. It's like, listen, you're gonna. It was my family will never forget the Elite Eight game on Easter Sunday,
oh God.
and I was all over everywhere and couldn't handle myself. My family was like, I should we call 911? And I just was, shut up. Shut
Easter
up.
Sunday. Yeah.
There she is.
Yeah.
Hi, JC.
I assume that's who it was.
Yeah.
Because
Unless
otherwise that comment made no sense at all. So
otherwise,
right,
David
making
would be in
sense,
hot
yeah.
shit.
Yeah. So
I can't. I
Yeah,
gotta remember my day job. I can't be cussing.
the real test will be basketball, in my opinion. Like you want to like things can get a little
yeah.
stressful during Purdue basketball games because the expectations are high. And the
Yeah.
expectations are high. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, but welcome in to the by association Purdue fan base. It can be
It's
a
a
miserable
roller
place. It can be
coaster.
a scary place.
It is a roller. Nobody knows what's going to happen day by day.
No.
Yeah, and just be ready for a lot of pessimistic people. So we're all just risk mitigating, and we're all terrified, really, because we've been hurt so much. But yeah, my wife wants to sit in the Shively Club. It's become like the fancy section of Ross 8 inside. She wants to sit up there.
Oh, I've never gotten to sit there, Frank.
The
So
Rich
Neither have I.
White,
Neither have
I
I.
call it.
My
Is that the
bad.
Rich White section?
Oh,
Yes,
she's got
yeah,
jokes
yeah.
too, guys. Look at this. Look at this. Should I wear an IU shirt?
I mean, you definitely could. You may be subject to. Some
She would
snarky
blend in because
comments
we're
and-
playing Ball State, so that wouldn't, she wouldn't stick out
okay,
too.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah.
Well, no, in Southern Illinois. Never mind.
Salukis. That's a dog, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So here we have a great insight here. The Johnson family always needs an AED nearby during Purdue games.
That's how Russ stays alive.
Hey, I have AED training, so I know what I'm doing. Sorta. Yeah. Russ has a traveling defibrillator with him wherever he goes. He's ready for anything.
So another question here: If Purdue, let's say, wins by 7, what then?
Hey, wins a
Or
win.
3. Purdue wins on the last second field goal.
I'm partying. I'm celebrating.
Are
I
you?
don't give it. Oh yeah, dude, a win after 1-11, we could beat St. Louisiana Tech of the Blind by a safety, and I'm gonna party like a son of a gun.
Just like
Yeah.
Russ pointed out, if we beat Ball State on Saturday, that's going to be our first FBS win since 2023.
Good lord, that's so bad.
Oh,
so
that hurts.
bad.
That hurts.
Sometimes I
And
forget
we were
how
Big
bad
Ten.
it
We were
is.
in the Big Ten championship game in 2022.
I
Oh,
was
how
there.
the tides
I
have
seen it with my
turned!
own 2 eyes. I
How
sat
the
with
tides?
Chuck
How
D.
the turntables?
That was one of the most fun. The result on the field wasn't good, but like I got to. So I sit.
They
in my
played a
seat.
pretty good game against Michigan for like 3 quarters, though.
I sat in my
Well,
seat with my brother, and I look in front of me, and there's Chuck T, and I fucked with him I messed with him a little bit. Yikes! Beep! I messed with him a little bit, and I was like, yeah, there's this receiver, Charles Torwudzo, like he was pretty good, and like you can tell Chuck's like, who is this idiot? Like who's this saying my name all wrong? And he looked back and goes, what up, Dylan? Like what's going on? I was like, gotcha. That was a fun game. But shout out Chuck D and
I still feel like if Purdue hadn't been so aggressive and going for it on 4th down, like Purdue left a lot of points on the board in that game.
And the NCAA didn't vacate that win for Michigan.
Yeah,
soft.
So, yeah,
Harbaugh can't coach in college for the next 35 years, but
the score was not indicative of how competitive the game was, in my opinion.
What was the final score? Was like 28-10 or something?
Michigan more.
Purdue shot themselves in the foot though. It was like continuously going for it on 4th down, like instead of kicking field goals, like going for it on like 4th and 3 on the 5 and that kind of stuff.
I remember too walking into that game with my brother, and a few people were like, "Where's Rowdy?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And my brother's like, "People actually listen to your podcast?" I'm like, well, sounds like it. Like people actually do. Look at that.
Dude, that was the craziest thing when we went to Virginia Tech. We during the rain delay, there was somebody who recognized Russ's voice.
Yeah.
And he was like, "I listen to you guys every Tuesday on the treadmill."
Oh wow, that. Oh, should we have a moment where like push yourself? Come on, keep going, keep going. You got
listen. Yeah, I know you're still listening. Yeah, you got it. You got it.
If you've made it this, I mean, listen.
Yeah, we're 51 minutes in. Like you keep going. You're almost at
get a burger. You deserve it. Like like you deserve a good cheat meal if you made it this far. God love you.
It's dangerous line of thinking there, Dylan. Got it. You do something good for your body, like run on the treadmill for an hour. You should keep that momentum going.
YOLO. You only live once. Yeah. I think the kids still say that. Although I was walking through the lunchroom the other day, and kids kept saying 6'7", and I don't know what it means. And then there's these little dolls.
You say that online right now?
Probably not. There's these little dolls. They're like little furry goblin. Labubus or something they're called.
Oh yeah, they're like our beanie. This generation's Beanie Babies.
Yeah, but they're terrifying. And some kid had one on his backpack, and I was like, "What is that?" And he goes, "It's a Labubu." And I was like, "It's a what? What? What'd you call me?" Like that's a bad word, I think. And then I go to the gas station, a local gas station, who I'm friends with the owner, and he's got 30 of them, like in a protective box, so people don't steal them. And I'm like, what is this? Like summer's only 3 months and I'm already out of the loop. I don't know what's happening.
Apparently it's really hard to buy like a genuine Labubu. Like there's a lot of, they call them Lafufus. They're like fake Labubus.
They're knockoff.
And we were at this gas station the other day called Frankie J's, and
that's a hell of a name for a gas station.
I know it. And I saw them on this bottom shelf right under like all the vapes and stuff, of course. And I was like, "Oh look, it's Labubus." And she was like, "Yeah, no, those are definitely fake. There's absolutely no way. There's a Labubu sitting at the bottom shelf of a gas station in BFE."
Labubu, like who? Like what? I don't even know.
You
guys are speaking another language.
Yeah, I don't like. I work with third graders for a living, and half the stuff they say I haven't even. I don't even know. 6'7".
Could you imagine being the creator of the Labubu, or whatever these things are? Like, person's probably loving life right now.
Frank, Google Labubu right now. I don't know how you.
I'm googling 6'7". Is it a Bible verse?
No. Listen, I would hope that would be great. Of all things these kids watch, a little Bible verse wouldn't hurt them. But like but they say it in a certain way. They're like 6'7", and I'm like, no, I'm sorry, I'm 6'2". Like I don't know what they're talking about.
Oh, okay,
they're calling me a reject. I'm walking through the cafeteria dude, I'm gonna say some words tomorrow at work. If these fifth graders are calling me a reject, like they legit, one kid was like 6'7", and I'm like, no, I'm 6'2". Thanks.
These little boo-boos look genuinely terrible.
Yeah, they're real bad, dude. They are so bad. Gosh, the things these reject. That's
appreciate
rude.
the what's it called, the Urban Dictionary spot from EJ. Appreciate you.
I don't even like half the things these kids say. the Labubu and the 6'7". The Labubu alone is just, it's fun to say. But I asked a kid like what was the story behind the Labubu, and a kid said we don't talk about Labubu, and I'm like, huh? Is this like the Loch Ness
Fight Club?
Monster? Fight Club? Yeah. Does Labubu come alive at night? Like, don't keep these in the room. I don't want them. Like, I don't want to see them. Put them in your locker.
Yeah. So the creator of the Labubu was born in a town in the Netherlands that I have actually been to. So
Oh,
small
there
So
world.
you
you've
go.
been to the hometown of Labubu.
Yeah.
Labubu,
Yeah,
Netherlands.
well, that's where he was born. He later moved to Antwerp, Belgium, which I
What's
actually
Labubu
have
stand
also
for?
been to.
Where have you not been? I think that might be
Yeah,
a
all
shorter
right,
list.
Anthony
Frank.
Bourdain. We get it. All right.
Yeah, no, I mean it just
Always cracks me up because
What?
Frank will like go. He'll be like, "Yeah, I'm in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean today," and then we'll be like, "Hey, do you want to like go to this local thing?" He'll be like, "I don't know, guys. I need to save some money." You know,
yeah, it doesn't say
Love
what
you, Frank.
Labubu means. So yeah.
the Labubu. We need to make a Purdue.
It sounds like it's
Labubu.
like, is it like French for like little monster or something? I feel like
It
No, it
sounds
doesn't
like
mean
a-
anything. But
Oh.
in July they were banned in Iraq. So
They
'cause
said,
claim
no
they were
thanks.
claimed that they were causing behavioral problems in children. So
oh, that's
Yeah,
probably a fact.
Can attest. They sure do. These kids act
If-
like a bunch of little Labubus.
I've seen where some schools now have those like magnetic bags that students have to put their phones in when they get to school. I wonder how that's going.
So, like in the state of Ohio, it's now like kids can't have phones at school.
That's
And
awesome.
so last year though, so like in our district, in third grade's the first year the kids switch classes. So like you team teach, and the kids switch to a different room halfway through the year or halfway through the day. And a cell phone was going off in one of the lockers. So I go to the next classroom to ask the kids whose phone was going off. Mind you, third grade. I walk in and say, "Hey guys, who has a cell phone?" They all raised their hand. And I'm like, did not expect that. All right. So, but they all got them. But yeah, you can't, like, kids like high school to elementary can't have their phones on them. It's a wild world we're living in. And it's weird.
So
You know,
Iraq, they seized 4,000 Labubus following media reports of the dolls containing demonic spirits.
I believe it.
Imagine somebody just tuning into the Boiler Express podcast. Yeah, let's check and see how Purdue's gonna fare up against Ball State this week. Labubus and coffee and
I'm gonna make a thumbnail that's just gonna be Labubu. That's how it's
make
Labub-
a Purdue Pete Labubu.
a perlu a
Lapeep.
Lapupu.
Throw in a 6'7", and I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, apparently I'm a reject of these children I try so hard to work with, you know.
You got to find out what the like counter phrase to 6'7" is. You got to go in there and say
7'6". I don't know. But legit, like the first day of school, a kid was like 6'7", and I legitimately looked at him and I said, "I'm 6'2", but thank you." Because they always ask, like, even at my semi like normal height, they're like, "How tall are you?" Like, I have a buddy who's 7 foot, and he says 6'11". Why he doesn't round it to 7 foot is beyond me. But he's always like, how tall are you? And he's like, I'm 6'11". People are like, oh my god, that's tall. And it's like, been this way for a long time now. But 6'7" reject. That's really an eye opener for you, boy. I was not aware that I was just being called a reject. And like that's tough. That's tough. I'm normally a fan favorite in the elementary streets, but beyond 5th grade, I didn't have those kids, so they don't know me. But apparently they think I'm a reject. That's nice.
Well,
They
you know
said-
who won't be rejects? Purdue football team on Saturday.
Lord.
Ooh, what a segue.
Yeah.
That was
Well,
great.
yeah.
Hey,
Say we're
don't
coming
you
up
try
on
to
an
tie
hour.
this into back to what we're supposed to talk about.
Well, I'm saying we're coming up on an hour. We should probably like get into the like wrapping up, recapping sort of phase. As much as I
Yeah,
would love
yeah.
to continue to talk about Labubus, there's all sorts of political conspiracies about them. As I'm reading, I'm going to go down this rabbit hole.
Hold on, Boggsy, Eric Boggs and the Hass. He came in at a perfect time. We started talking about Labubu. Eric, do you know what a Labubu is? A Labogbogs?
That
Bugsy
just
Bugs.
doesn't sound like a real world. A real
Sorry,
word
I'm
at
pissing
all.
Frank off. He wants to give it. He wants to get back to.
Oh
the
no,
real
no,
world.
no! I'm not. I'm not upset. I'm just. I'm. That's just.
Frank's like,
He's
all right,
just
let's get away from
disappointed.
Labubu, and then I'm like, Labubu. I just like saying Labubu. I may make that my Twitter handle, Purdue Labubu.
Oh my gosh! you know what? There probably is one out there
Boiler
already.
Labubu.
Boiler Laboo Truther account.
La Boiler.
I saw one the other day that was it was Antoine West Truther, and their picture was Raleigh Burgess. I was like, that doesn't compute.
Boiler Burner probably sleeps with a Labubu.
He probably has one of those carbon fiber like Purdue Pete heads.
Yeah, those were terrifying. Like I always knew they were made out of like carbon fiber and stuff, but holy smokes!
Yeah.
All right, so Purdue
unpainted
football.
Pete head. Yeah. No, Purdue football Saturday. Ball State.
Also hard.
Final score prediction with no information. Don't know who's playing. Don't know who's starting. All we know is what time it is and that it's Purdue's football team against Ball State's football team. But with
I'm
that,
gonna throw out a prayer to the big man above, and I'm gonna go 45-7.
Ooh.
okay.
I'm gonna go
So Purdue covers.
38-17.
Okay. Purdue doesn't cover. Oh no, they still cover. Yeah. Okay.
Math. Frank, what are you thinking?
35-7.
I like it. I'm thinking.
I think
six.
both sides of the ball come out, look good.
I'm thinking
35.
Impress everybody.
35, 6. The Purdue 7, Ball State 6.
Can you imagine? If that's the final score?
I'd sell my season tickets. I'm like, I'm done. I can't escape. It's escaped. I can't say words either. Anyway, boys, we got a lot covered in today's podcast. We talked about caffeine, a little Purdue basketball, a lot of Purdue football, Labubu, where Labubu came from, why Labubu's scary, and why you should not let your children be a bunch of little Labubus. Labubu is bad, I think, is the topic of today. So we covered a lot. You know, we're really a hard-hitting journalist here at the Boiler Express podcast. And we thank you all for being here. And if you've made it to the end, God love you. We love you. You're a diehard. And
Here
if
you go. That's
Jesus,
if Purdue Pete
no.
was a Labubu.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
It's like a cracked out rabbit. But yeah, thank you all for being here tonight. We appreciate it. If you made it to the end, use hashtag
God
Russ
love you.
is old. Hashtag Russ is old, and you will get a high five. Because we have nothing else to give you. But we love you all very much. Boiler, someone's up, and hail Purdue.